Why modern people feel mentally exhausted all the time. Most people will never watch this video till the end. And that's exactly why it found you. This is not another motivational channel. This is not content made for views or trends. This is a quiet voice for those who feel something is deeply wrong with the world they're living in, but can't quite explain why. I've spent years observing patterns in people, in systems, in the invisible forces shaping our daily lives. What I discovered changed everything. If you're tired of feeling exhausted no matter how much you achieve, if you sense there's more to reality than what we're told, then stay with me. This is the beginning. You are not tired because you work too hard. You are not tired because you don't sleep enough. You are tired because something is quietly feeding on your mind. And it has been doing so for years. 100 years ago, the average human brain processed a few hundred pieces of information per day. Enough to survive. Enough to think. Enough to feel present. Today, according to long-term media consumption research, your brain is force-fed over 34 gigabytes of information daily. More than 100,000 words. Every single day. But here is what they never tell you. Your brain cannot distinguish between a war happening on the other side of the world and a threat standing right in front of you. To your nervous system it is all real. It is all now. It is all happening to you. So your body stays in a permanent, low-grade state of fight or flight. Not sometimes. Every single day. Cortisol flooding your bloodstream. Your amygdala, the brain's ancient alarm system, firing signals designed to protect you from predators, now triggered by a stranger's opinion on the internet. This is not a metaphor. This is neuroscience. And then there is the dopamine trap. Every notification, every like, every scroll, a tiny hit, a tiny reward. Engineered with the same psychological precision used in slot machines and casinos. Former engineers at the world's biggest tech companies have admitted this publicly. They didn't build platforms for connection. They built addiction machines. And your brain, brilliant, ancient, completely unprepared for this, fell for it. Over time, your baseline drops. The things that once made you happy, a quiet conversation, an evening walk, simply sitting still, start to feel flat. Empty. Not quite enough. You need more stimulation just to feel normal. This is called dopamine dysregulation. And it is now one of the most widespread and least talked about conditions of modern life. Research shows that simply having an unread email sitting in your inbox can temporarily reduce your effective IQ by up to 10 points. Think about that for a moment. Now here is the part that should disturb you most. You never actually rest. You think you do. You lie down. You tell yourself, this is my time. But within minutes, your hand reaches for your phone. And what follows is not rest, it is more consumption. More comparison. More noise. Other people's lives. Other people's opinions. Real drama. Real outrage. Processed by a nervous system that cannot tell the difference between a screen and reality. Your brain never goes offline. Even at night when you finally close your eyes, it keeps going. Replaying conversations. Processing images from hours ago. Somewhere in the darkness, your mind is still scrolling. Research on cognitive load confirms this. Mental fatigue accumulates even during passive consumption. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of you responsible for clear thinking, emotional balance, and real decision-making, does not recover from scrolling. It only recovers from genuine stillness, which most people haven't truly experienced in years. This is why Monday mornings feel like they never ended from Friday. This is why rest stopped feeling like rest. But the deepest layer, the one almost no one talks about, is this. You have been convinced that your thoughts are your own. They are not. The algorithm knows your emotional triggers better than your closest friend. It knows what makes you anxious, what makes you angry, what makes you feel small. And every single day, it uses that knowledge to keep you engaged, to keep you coming back. Your fears, your desires, your sense of identity, quietly shaped, carefully promoted, delivered to you as your own conclusions. You are not thinking anymore. You are being thought. And the cruelest part, the system doesn't just want your attention. It wants you just conscious enough to consume. And just exhausted enough to never question it. Modern life has built the perfect trap. Work hard enough to stay distracted. Stay distracted enough to keep spending. Keep spending enough to need to keep working. Scroll. Compare. Consume. Repeat. You were never meant to simply exist anymore. You were slowly, invisibly redesigned into a unit of productivity and consumption. And perhaps the deepest exhaustion of all is the pressure to constantly become someone richer, smarter, more optimized, more visible. The moment you begin to feel the weight of that, they hand you a new goal, a new standard, a new version of yourself to chase. And so people stop asking who am I and start asking how do I remain valuable. Nobody decided this was normal. It was simply repeated until it felt like it always was. Your exhaustion is not weakness. It is not laziness. It is the only sane response to a world engineered to keep you depleted. And the first real act of resistance is simply becoming aware. Not everything that demands your attention deserves a piece of your soul. Guard what is left. This channel exists for one reason: to decode what modern life is actually doing to you. Psychologically, neurologically, spiritually. And hand you back the tools to think for yourself. If that matters to you, you already know what to do. Until next time, stay awake.